and welcome back to the Knitter's Closet. This is episode 10. Oh my god, you all, we're in the double digits. I am so excited. I am your hostess, Melissa. I am Darwin Kitty on Ravelry and Melissa K Plans on Instagram. Welcome back to all our current viewers and welcome to all our new viewers if you're just tuning in for the first time today. So, it'll be a short episode. I don't have a ton of stuff to do because, you know, it's only been 2 weeks. I'm trying to keep up with my New Year's resolution to podcast every 2 weeks. So knitting content will be a little bit later than usual than when I was knitting podcasting every month. But you'll get to see more of my pretty face. Right? That's what you'll like? Right? So in podcast news, I have a new camera. You guys, watch this. Watch this, you guys. Let's see. I can focus on close-ups. How cool is that? It takes a second to get back focused on me, but you know, we'll work on that. An improvement, right? So, all right, let's get into the knitting content. So, you'll notice I'm wearing my Tin Can Flax faded knit. Yes. I'll post pictures since you can't see me in it fully, but this is the Flax Light. I omitted the garter stitch panel on the sleeves, and I literally finished knitting this like 30 minutes before I sat down to podcast. I was like, I've got to get something finished because I've had a little bit of knitter ADD this week and I've been knitting everything. So I sat down and just whipped the sleeves out because I knew that I'd already gotten to the end where I needed to be on the bottom of the sleeve, so I just cast that off and then I just did the sleeves. And I knew I wanted short sleeves, so yay for that. New camera. So I'm gonna constantly look at the screen above, which you guys can't see. And I've got to get used to looking at the lens in front of me instead. So I apologize if I look like this and I'm looking up constantly. I got to get used to the new camera lens and where to look on the camera. Anyway, so yeah, this is the Barnyard knits. The colorways are Monarch Meadow, which is the top one, Willow, which you can see a little bit of, and then Moss, and then this is the Woodland color. Hopefully I didn't flash any of you guys, showing you that little bit right there. Yeah, so. Because I'm a hot mess. Guys, hot mess. So that's one finished object. My other finished object is the granny stripe blanket. So some of you follow me on Instagram, some of you don't, and that's okay. But if you do follow me on Instagram, you can see me knit or crochet. Sorry, I'm trying to flip through. I'll explain this in a minute, but I'm trying to flip through my notes. Ah, there it is. So I've been crocheting a granny stripe blanket for my coworker. I think last episode I had mentioned that he was recently diagnosed with cancer, and I was going to finish the 10-stitch blanket by Frankie Brown for him. So yeah, I figured that was going to take forever, but I really like those colors for him. So what I did was instead, and I'm gonna reach above the camera here for a second. Sorry, extreme close up, you guys. I know, so profesh. So what I did was I basically Frankensteined my blanket, and now I only have 2 skeins of this Rustic cabin colorway left. This is in the Knit Picks Felici in the Rustic cabin colorway. Look at that close up, y'all. Isn't that great? I'm loving this new camera. So what I did was I held this with a black loops and thread wool like fingering weight yarn, and then I just did the crochet granny stripe, and I'm going to insert a picture here because it's really pretty, and I've already given it to him, so I can't show it, hold it up and show it to you. And the granny stripe blanket is by Lucy of Attic 24. And so for the Maryland, Make Room for Maryland Sheep and Wool Stash Down, that brings my total stash down yards to 3,778, down from 127,815, which is what I started with. Yay! Now that's, no, yeah, you know what I mean. So now I'm down to like 124, I don't know. Hold on, I'll do some math. Look, you guys, I can actually access my phone while I'm talking to you guys if I need to now. Because before I was using my thingamabobber, my phone to record. So it's professional. Hey, I have lipstick on this week, so, you know. Let's see. 127,815 yards was my original yardage. And I'm going to subtract 3,778 for a total of 124,037 yards down. Yay! Okay, I'll keep that up because I have, this will also take away 1,852 yards. So minus 1,852 yards. So my total yard stash down now is 122,185 yards. Yay. So I'm down, you know, about, what, 6,000 yards? No? 5,000 some yards? So, yay! I'm so excited! You have no idea. I'm scrounging to find projects to use for all this yarn, and it's been very freeing, but it's also been very challenging, because I said probably one of my first times podcasting that I have a lot of like random one skeins, and because I was just always knitting shawls, and I was just buying sock yarn, and I didn't really know what I was knitting at the time when I was just buying, kind of uneducated. So now I buy with purpose, I buy with projects in mind, or I buy like a sweater quantity, because, you know, I love knitting sweaters now. And so I have a lot of these random skeins that just don't match, and it's hard to come up with projects that I'm going to knit. So it's been a challenge, but it's also been really fun. Oh, and my one other little FO, you guys, look at this. Might have to, yeah. Come on. He's gonna be so hard to focus. There we go. He's my derpy little goldfish. He's so freaking cute. So my derpy little goldfish, and I'm back. My derpy little goldfish is gonna go into a fish bowl. Not this one, because it's obviously too big. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a mason jar, and I'm gonna hang him from the mason jar top, and I'm gonna make a little fish bowl, you know, to decorate my cozy yarn cube. I didn't count him in my stash down because he was already a scrap, which I didn't count in my stash down. And yeah, he took like less than an ounce. So I did buy a pattern for this, and I apologize I don't have it on me, but I didn't end up using the pattern. The pattern called for a lot of crochet, and yeah, I know I just finished the granny stripe blanket, which is crochet, but I don't actually crochet, so yeah. I know that's confusing, right? I can do crochet if there's a very, very detailed tutorial, because I do know the terminology. However, when it comes to just instructions or a pattern, I'm no good. I would have to have someone to sit there and tell me exactly what to do every single time, and it just wasn't going to happen. And I was like, I could totally make these little fins, because his fins and tail were all crocheted, and I was just like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So there's my Little derpy guy. He's so freaking cute. Alright. So, he's my little goldfish. So, yeah. Alright, so before I get into what works in progress, I did want to tell you about my little journal. So, I have always been a journaler and a planner and a keeper, but I just recently discovered bullet journaling. I'm really excited about that. So, it's like hard to focus there. There we go. It's 2019 and my key. So this is my bullet journal, and basically what it is it's a journal with little teeny tiny grid dots. And so I've got my little future log. This is each month. It's all the important birthdays and important dates. So I've got 2 pages in my future log. The reason I like it, and this is, I get to doodle. I don't doodle very well. This is my January layout. Let's see if it focuses. It's still trying to, there we go. That's my January cover page. And then this is my January layout. So I went with hanging lanterns. And then I did a Martin Luther King quote, since MLK Day was this month. So it's really interesting way to track and plan. You get to doodle, you get to have a little bit of a creative outlet, which is nice. And then I do habit trackers. And it's just a grid, and I can color in all my habits. This is February's coming up. And then I did little conversation hearts as my layout. This is my favorite. My mood tracker this month is a little jar of hearts. How stinking cute is that? And then you color it in based on your moods. So anyway, so the important, this is knitting related, because I have a page for my podcast notes. Yay. And then, this is one of my favorite pages, all the way in the back. I have a knitting goals page. So, I drew 24 single socks. Because one of my goals is to knit 24 pairs of socks. And I colored in 1 pair. I've already finished. And I colored in 1 pair. And I'm going to color them in to match what I've knit. So I knit a green and red pair of striped socks, which I can't find. I really wanted to do the show you guys those on my finished projects or finished objects today, and I swear to God I cannot find it. I have no idea. So maybe they'll be on another episode. So knitting goals for the 2019 are knit 24 pairs of socks. Ambitious, I know. Steek a sweater. Which is great because I really want to do the Descent cardigan, and that I know is steeked. Learn to weave. Stash all my yarn on Ravelry, which I've already done, so yay, there's a check mark already. Create a cozy crafting nook, in progress. Finish the sock yarn blanket, that's a huge one for this year. Participate in Vlogmas 2019. Create a logo for the podcast, attend at least 2 podcast meetups, and to get to 500 subscribers. That may be my loftiest one, since I'm still only at 42 subscribers. But, you know, that's what goals are for, right? So, and then I have a stash down page that I'm working on. However, I haven't drawn the graphic for that yet, but it'll be like a ball of yarn, and I'll have something. So, I love bullet journaling, and I'll probably post randomly on my Instagram some of my bullet journaling. Alright, so on to whips in progress. So I had a little bit of knitting ADHD. Sorry, my cat's coming into my area. Okay, so I had a little bit of knitting ADHD this week, and I kind of just didn't pay attention to anything and really knit on any one thing. I just kind of just was all over the place. So the first thing is I cast on a sweater for myself. This is the Flax. I know. I've got to stop knitting it. I promise I will stop knitting it. This is probably going to be the last one for a while because I do have other sweaters I want to knit. So this is in Malabrigo. This color is the Winter Lake. Come on, there you go. Winter Lake. And I'm actually going to pair it. There's going to be some striping just like right here. And it's going to be in 3 different colors. I'm going to do the apple green in Malabrigo. My daughter just tried to sneak into the podcast and then she had to cough. So she very politely ran off, if that's what you're hearing. Oh, come on. There we go. Apple green. It's this beautiful, beautiful lime green color. And then this is the Glazed Carrot in this gorgeous orange. And that's going to be striped with, those also going to be striped with the Paris Nights Malabrigo in this dark blue. So it's going to be the gray on the top, and then it'll be the lime green, and then underneath that the Paris Nights, and then underneath that the orange carrot, and then back down to the gray of the Winter Lake. That's the plan. And it'll be short sleeve, and I've omitted the garter panel on it because I don't like to purl. And I can avoid it, and I don't have to. That's what it is. My other tin can flax that I've been working on is my husband's sweater. So look, he's got 3/4 of a sleeve. Yay. So this is his flax, and I'm almost done with the decreases. And this is in the Katia concept. Cotton Merino. In the colors 104 and 105. There we go. So, this is the 105 and this is the 104. And this is what they're calling blown yarn. And now that I have a focus, you can actually see. So it's a chain of cotton that has had the merino fibers blown into it. It's really, really cool. It's very warm. There we go. Focus back on me. There we go. It's very warm, and I thought maybe because of the way the fibers are blown in and the halo on it, and there's quite a halo on this yarn, that it would be pretty pilly. Oh, excuse me. However, you know, I've pulled this thing out many a time, and there's no sign of pilling whatsoever. So I'm really happy with it, and I hope Joe is too. I hope we have another cold snap. It went from being 9 degrees this week to it was 40 when I went outside and took pictures of this afternoon, and I'm like, what? Like, clearly the weather is having ADHD too. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I have a hair stuck in my glasses and it keeps getting in my face. Okay. And then, I have several pairs of socks that I've got on the needles, but I haven't really worked on them. I did start a blanket, another sock yarn blanket, because, you know, why not, right? And it is the Northeasterly by Skeinangians, aka Melissa Alexander Loomis. And I believe this is her first pattern. And I haven't gotten far on it. I've just started it, so I'm only on this much. So it's a really cool chevron blanket that is knit sort of modular. You kind of knit the pieces on as you go. But you knit this first one to a certain length, and then you can put it on stitch markers and knit up the side if you want, or you can continue knitting to the length you want and then knit the next side, whatever you want to do, which is nice. This is some, unfortunately it's not going to count towards my stash down because it is leftovers from a sweater that I knit for Nora. This is the Cozy Colorworks, and I apologize, I can't remember the colorway, and I don't know if you can see the sparkles in this, but there are sparkles. So this will be one of the colors that I am using. Yay. So, and then I bought a cowl pattern, not quite a shawl. Although for some reason I've been itching to knit a shawl, and I don't wear shawls, people. I just don't. However, I would be more than happy to wear a cowl, so I downloaded the Copenhagen Calling pattern by Isabel Kramer. And at first, I was going to use some of my Woolmiza. I was going to use, let me see if I can find it really quick. I was going to use this. This is my We're Different, but it's the Sabrina colorway. Come on. Once I get out of the picture. Oh, I'm upside down. It's a We're Different, but I think it was supposed to originally be a Sabrina, because if you look, it's actually written right there, Sabrina, and you can see under the tag, kind of, well, you can't, probably, but there's shadowing underneath that I can see where it says that it was supposed to be Sabrina. And I was originally going to pair it with my other skein of Woolmiza. I always say Woolmiza, sorry. That was supposed to be this shade of blue. However, I didn't realize just how blue this was when I pulled the pattern. I wasn't at home when I looked up the pattern. So I thought this was a little bit darker, and I thought this was a little bit brighter, I guess. I don't know. I thought they would work a little bit better together than I'm thinking they do. And I don't like them now that I'm seeing them. And then I was like, okay, well, I could still use this one because I have a third skein of Woolmiza. Yeah. No. The camera's blowing the color out on this, making it look like a hot pink, but it's actually more of a cranberry color. Like, I don't know if I can get a good... Yeah, it's probably not. But either way, look how Christmassy this looks together. Like... And I know that, like, this is more of, like, a hot pink, but it really does play like a cranberry color. And then when you put it with this green, this tealy color, they just really play like Christmas colors. And I couldn't do it because I would want to wear it, and I don't think I want to wear it just during Christmas, right? I mean, it is a cowl, so you would only be wearing it during the winter months, but around here, December is not usually cold enough to wear a lot of wool around your neck. So, I don't know. So, I'm definitely not using these, though. So, I picked out 2 more colors. So, I'm going to use Nitty and Color. Focus. Come on. There we go. Nitty and Color in the Cinder and Smoke colorway. And I'm going to pair it, because it is a 2-color cowl, with Emma's yarn. Crazy Beautiful Color yarn. And it's a sparkly base. There you go. Oh, look, you can see the sparkles. And this is in the Whisper colorway. And this is her Stelina, what is she calling this? it doesn't have a base name. Anyway, this is 75% merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina on 100 grams. On 100 grams. It's 438 yards, and again, the colorway is Whisper, and it is just absolutely beautiful. And if you don't know, so I got this yarn in January of last year when I went down to Florida, and I went to the Four Pearls yarn store in Orlando, and I actually met Emma, and I was sitting here, well, standing there looking at this absolutely gorgeous, unbelievably, no words for it, gorgeous bank of yarn on this wall, and it was astounding. The colors that were in it, beautiful, beautiful yarn. And the shop owner says to me, "Oh, that's my daughter's yarn. She dyes this." And I said, "Oh, that's great. She's amazing. She's great." And she goes, "Well, that's Emma over there." And she turns and points me in this direction of a child. And I was in shock. Emma is, at the time, was, I think, I want to say 15 years old. I could be wrong. I want to say she was anywhere between 14 and 16. She was definitely a young teenager. And so Emma is crazy beautiful color, is crazy beautiful talented. This is not the only skein of yarn I have by her. Let's see if I can find one of my other ones. I know I have more. Yeah. This is another one of hers. This is her Zowie Wowie colorway. Focus. Thank you. Look at that. Is this not crazy beautiful color? All these, like, it's a gray base with these beautiful pops of blacks and blues and purples, and then this bright pink, this shock of bright neon pink. This is gorgeous. This is one of my favorites, and I have yet to find the perfect project for it, but I'm going to. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And that's why it's in my to be used fairly soon bin. Anyway, so I'm going to pair these two together for the Copenhagen calling. And I know it's supposed to be knit in a DK weight, but yeah, I'm not going out and buying yarn, so it's just going to be, it is what it is. It's a very long cowl, so I think even if I have it on the wrong size, it should still fit. It's a cowl, right? Yeah, okay. So oh, I dropped a stitch on my, sorry, dropped stitch, and now I want to knit on this. I think that's all I have for this week. It's not a very long podcast. I do want to remind you that if you're not a subscriber, or if you're new and you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Once we get to 100 subscribers, we're going to give away a gorgeous skein of stitches together in the Unicorn Boogers colorway. There we go. You guys look at that. Now that I have got the fancy camera, you can see all these gorgeous pops of color I have been telling you about. Look at that. You don't have to just believe me. Now you can see. Oh, beautiful. Anyway, so when we get to 100 subscribers, there we go, focus back on me. When we get to 100 subscribers, we're going to give away this gorgeous skein of yarn. It is open to international, and it's open internationally. So you don't have to be in any particular country or state. I will ship everywhere. It's a skein of sock yarn. It's on her Stitch Twisted Sock base. Say that 5 times fast. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards on 100 grams, and the colorway is unicorn boogers. Sorry guys, camera died. So 100 subscribers, go to the second episode, and in order to be entered to win, go to the second episode, give it a watch, and then comment at the bottom of the YouTube screen hashtag unicorn boogers in order to be counted for a prize. Yay. I did mention the stash down, make room for Maryland stash down cal that we're doing. So if you go to the Ravelry group, the Knitter's Closet podcast, you'll be able to see all the details there. Basically, you knit something, you count the whole skein of yardage to get it out of your stash. Because basically, if you knit the whole skein, it's then technically leftovers, right? So, and leftovers don't count towards your stash, do they? So you can check out the details there. You can also participate on Instagram by using the hashtag MakeRoom for MDSW. That's Maryland Sheep and Wool. And I'll choose a winner from there, and I will also choose a winner from the Ravelry group. If you are a dyer, a maker, a bag maker, whatever, a maker of, and you are in the knitting world and you'd like to donate a prize, please reach out to me. I'm unable to speak. I'm Darwin Kitty on Ravelry, and you can reach me there if you want to donate a prize. Otherwise, I'll be just probably picking from my stash or partnering with a local vendor to donate some prizes maybe, or to purchase some prizes from. So yeah, it's short podcast today. I better get to knitting so I have more content for you guys next week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.